Wow. All of these flavors are working so perfectly together in every bite. We've got caramelized pears, refined sugar-free jam, the chai spice in my lower sugar recipe for buttercream. Just wow. Well, here's your new holiday cake to close out 2023, caramelized pear vanilla chai cake. So I've baked my vanilla cake recipe and put an addition of chai spices into the batter. I feel like pear is such an underrated fruit, but if you absolutely don't like them or you just can't get them, you can totally use apples here instead. With some vegan butter into a large saute pan, in go the pears, and I've chopped them up to small bite-sized pieces. So add some sugar, or actually I'm using allulose today to make this even lower sugar, but allulose is the only sugar substitute that will caramelize, and that's essential for a caramelized pear cake, right? So I'll be honest, I don't really love allulose as a sugar substitute. I find it to be bitter when used in excess, but this is just a couple of tablespoons to help that caramel get going. I also added in a teaspoon or maybe a little bit more of chai spices, and then just let all of that cook down to tender. If you have some brandy and you do use alcohol in your cooking, it is really great to hit this with a dose of brandy. The alcohol does cook off and it does add just another layer of depth to all of the flavors in this cake. But of course you can leave it out. Once they are done cooking, just set it aside to cool. And now we're going to make the vanilla custard, and we've done this so many times we can do it with our eyes closed, but I'm using monk fruit sugar again for a lower sugar recipe. You could totally use regular sugar if that's your option, and just get it mixed up with the cornstarch and then add it to the plant milk. You're going to bring everything up to a boil and then add the vanilla last. Vegan butter is not essential in a custard, but if you do want a slightly richer, silkier custard, then add it in. All right, now just set that aside and let that cool while we whip up the buttercream. Now, remember a few months ago, I made a 5 times lower sugar recipe for buttercream made with apples as the base instead of refined sugar. Well, this time I did it again, only using pears instead of apples. And with a couple of teaspoons of chai spice added in at the end, instant silky smooth lower sugar buttercream. You're definitely going to want to click through at the end of this to see how to make that buttercream from start to finish. You are absolutely going to love it. This cake just can't get any better, but it does, because I'm also using my favorite refined sugar-free jam from Silda's Jam. You guys know that I've used their jam in the past for my cakes and desserts, and this just lends a really beautiful contrasting zing of bright berry against that deep, rich, buttery chai pear profile. Well, the best part is about to happen right now, so I'm just going to be quiet for a minute so we can appreciate the making of this cake unfold. I just love the look of this natural rustic decor with the rough deckled edge. And those dehydrated pears are just, to me, like perfection. So if you do have a mandolin slicer or a very sharp knife, you can get really thin slices of pear, and then all you have to do is dry them out in a dehydrator or in a very low oven for several hours. The taste of this cake is just beyond measure. It is just begging to be on every holiday dessert table this year, so I really hope that you'll go ahead and give it a try. Head over to my website and grab the recipes. And speaking of holiday cakes, I have a new ebook available. If you click the top right-hand corner of my website, you can go check that out. But real quick before I go, I do have to give a great big shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, and I recently met some new patrons who have signed up to support the channel. So a great big special thanks to them for always footing the bill to help me continue buying ingredients so that I can test and share all of these recipes for free to everyone. If you think you can help for as little as a cup of coffee a month, click the links below to find out how. All right, thanks to everyone for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until next time, happy vegan baking. Bye for now.